Okay, so final filter setup here, minus some little critters I'm going to put in the refugium. But this is my 55 cichlid tank. Wow, it looks really big right there, doesn't it? That's what she said. So the original plan was to take the heater into the refugium, but upon taking water out of the tank, I melted the suction cups. So now I don't have anything to suction cup that to the refugium. And the idea is I don't want it to be touching the acrylic. So it actually might even be too big for the refugium. But anyway, this is a Trigger Systems crystal sump, the 30-inch sump. It's basically a 20 gallon long with, it's actually a little bit taller. I believe it's 12 by 15 by 30. And right now I'm just cycling it. I've got some of my tank water. I drained about 50% of the tank into here, maybe a little bit less than that, but regardless, I filled it. And I took all of my seachem matrix. I have them in bags. I have like a dozen bags of seachem matrix in there. And then that's a little volcano airstone slash LED light that I had in the aquarium. But I figured I'd relocate it because I need some water disruption here. So basically, right now I'm just cycling. I have the J-Cod pump. J-Bow, excuse me, it's the same company, just whatever. It's a bag of charcoal, and I made the mistake of getting a really porous bag, so now I have charcoal all over the place, but the pump's pretty large in its aperture there, so I'm not too worried about the little fine pieces going through, and like I said, I'm just kind of cycling this out, so I'll give you the lowdown. So, like I said, Trigger Systems Crystal 30. Right now I have it pumping from here back into the filter sock, and you can see I put a little PVC down beneath this black. It's a 1-inch fitting, right? So it makes it completely silent. All you hear is the air bubbles, which is okay with me. So filter sock, and look how much crud it's already accumulated. This is a brand new filter sock, and all I did was put tank water in it, and then I did put sand in there too, which you can see it's pretty clear already. Just goes to show you how good this pump is and how fine that filter sock is. It's a 100 micron filter sock. So again, it goes filter sock through quite a bit of seachem matrix. I believe it's 2 pails to 2 big pails of stuff. And then if you can see that slit right there, that's where all the water comes through. And I had an Amazon sword that wasn't looking too hot, so I transplanted it to the refugium. So it'll be the first plant in the refugium. This is sand from one of my fry tanks that I have also given a different tank to. So I switched their 30 gallon out for a 40 breeder, and they're actually going to go in today as well. So filter sock, seachem matrix into the refugium, which will have a light on top and some little plecos and stuff like that. Well, maybe not plecos, but small little fish or things that will eat crap. And then it filters into and over this area, which houses a bag of carbon and a bag of puritan right there. So puritan needs to be refreshed, but it's been doing pretty well for a while. But yeah, so far so good. Like I said, this will be filtering my 55, and I have a DIY PVC overflow that's gonna sit here and overflow, and then it kind of PVCs all the way that way, and then down into that, and it keeps it full while the pump will then return it back into the tank. It's my Daft Punk poster in the background. My fish are a little freaked out because I have removed quite a few things from their tank, so they're a little bit freaked out. I need to get the suction cups out. But yeah, they're Africans of all kinds, shapes and sizes. This guy, purple dude, needs to get out of that cage, or out of this tank, man, because for lack of a better term, he's a jerk, and he's also in a small tank for what he is, so he's got to get out of there. He's not supposed to be in there much longer. But yeah, right now all I have is the Sun 304B going on the 55 with a little circulator. As of right now, that'll be fine, but come tomorrow, all of my overflow stuff should be cured and all that good stuff. So I needed to put the last fittings on today. So like I said, I got it filtering, or I got it cycling rather, by itself right now on filter water and seeded media, seeded gravel. Hell, the puritan and the charcoal bag are also used, and that plant was in the 55. So it shouldn't take very long to cycle this sucker, and by the time I'm ready to put it all into the tank, I'll give a nice rinse to the filter bag, filter sock rather, and put it back in. And that's the cool thing about using these, is you just rinse them out. Like, you can take it out right now. It's pretty easy. Just pop it out, wash it, put it back in. I'm not going to do all that, but you know, you get the idea. It's really easy to pop out. And that piece of PVC at the bottom is not, oh nice, dirty finger. The piece of PVC is not glued to it or anything like that. So trigger systems, Crystal 30, comes with everything you see here. Just kidding, no it doesn't. It comes with just the sump and the filter sock and that black fitting. That's it. You gotta buy everything else for it, just in case you're wondering. But if you're getting this far into fish keeping, you probably already knew that. But yeah, buy one of those. If you're messing with PVC, just buy it. It's like 12 bucks. Totally worth it. It's one of those things you never buy until you really, really, really need it, and then you buy it and you're like, why the hell did I wait this long? But anyway, there it is, man. That is a sweet little setup right there. For the time being, freshwater is where I'm going. Cichlids are where I'll be for a long time. I'm a big cichlid fan. Eventually, I think I will do salt, and I would definitely contemplate using this filter for salt with a protein skimmer and all kinds of other doodads, reactors and such. But yeah, for right now, it's just cool to look at. I think it's cool. Like, it's like, first off, seachem matrix are the rocks that I have in there, right? And a lot of people debate whether it's pumice or not. And pumice looks a lot like seachem matrix. So anyway, you look at it, it's a volcano. Guess where pumice comes from? Volcanoes. So that had nothing to do with anything, but aerated, going through some bio goodies, going through the refuge, trickling down over some chemical action, and back into the tank. Last sump I made was no good, and I had a scum over the top of the water. So I'm thinking of getting another air stone and breaking up the surface tension here. You know, just putting a really easy bubble stone in there, or another good one, but we'll see. I want to see if that film gets on there. I'm hoping it does not. Looks like it might actually be starting already though, so I'm just learning with sumps right now. You know, this is my first major sump, you know, and you know, any hints or suggestions, man. Like I said, all that carbon at the bottom will be removed. Probably take that whole bag out, to be honest with you, and just go with the bag that I have down below. It's plenty. Yeah, any questions, comments, ideas for me? I'm not 100% in love with using an overflow, but at the same time, like, I need to worry about power outages, you know, and I don't want to use another pump in the tank because I wanted to remove all the pumps in the tank, you know what I mean? I like the natural look to it. So I'd rather not put even a power head up there, which is not 100% out of the question. I mean, I do have a couple power heads laying around that I could pump water to this, but again, I'm just concerned with power outages, you know, and if I start a siphon. And don't get me wrong, if I put the power head up here and it siphons water down to shit here, this sump still has enough room to where it would overflow instead of the tank overflowing onto the floor, or instead of like this water coming out of the, like if I put the, the power head here, and it's pulling water out and in to this. I think I might just do that, y'all. Now that I just did this whole 12-minute video, I'm about to try that and see what happens. I'm going to mimic a power outage and see how far it overflows into the sump, because what's going to happen is I'm going to make a siphon, unfortunately, with the power head, and this siphon is going to pull, it's just going to, like, if I lost power, the siphon would continue to pull water into here, and that would be a problem if the water level was like up there, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try it, and then I'll take another video. We'll see what happens. Hopefully you were patient enough to watch this whole video. Wish me luck.